This program is made possible by American Senior Benefits Wichita is all about your peace of mind. We specialize in asset protecting, safeguarding your health, planning your estate, and preserving your freedom of choice. We're here to work through all of this with you. American Senior Benefits Wichita proudly supports PBS Kansas. The Candle Club, a place where friends, food, and music come together. Currently, we offer live entertainment every night except Sundays. Enjoy our delicious specialty appetizers and the Candle Club Signature Prime Rib. More about upcoming events at candleclubwichita.com. Home Health and Hospice of Kansas is a locally owned and community-based provider. We offer quality health care to our patients and families, complete with love, warmth, and compassion. We'll take care of all of the details for you. More information at kansashomehealth.com. Welcome to Cedric Plaza Retirement Community. Our living options are designed to suit your specific needs and activities that you're sure to love. We believe you'll be able to see yourself here, enjoying time with friends and family. For more information, cedricplaza.org.
I'm Catherine Ambrose, and this is Empowering Seniors. Today we're talking about the therapeutic aspects of pet companionship. And I'm sitting here with Sue Pierce at Brookdale Tallgrass. Sue, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
So you're a fairly new resident here.
Yes, I am.
And you have had an interesting life. So tell us a little bit about your time serving at the zoo.
I was with the board of directors of the Sedgwick County Zoo for almost 20 years, off and on, and helped with their facilities and exhibits committee. I was in the construction business as my paying job and volunteered out at the zoo.
Wonderful.
Enjoyed it. Mm-hmm.
So no doubt you love animals.
I do. I have a great love for animals.
And someone loaned you Angel.
This is Angel. She's checking things out today. She is a resident here with her owner, and she decided to join us today.
So what's your observation of how the other residents respond to pets when they come in?
It puts a smile on your face. It doesn't matter who you are or what you are when an animal comes in, be it a dog or a cat. Lucifer visits us. He's a Maine coon cat once a week, and it just puts a smile on your face.
And you don't have a pet now?
No, I do not.
And you're considering maybe adding a pet later?
Yes, I would like to add probably a cat, maybe a small dog. I always had large dogs, and they can't accommodate a large dog here, which is understandable, but a pet would be nice.
And how do you feel that pets add to people's lives?
It's something to love. They have no criticism. They love you, and they're there for you every day, day and night. And to wake up in the night and you have a cat snuggling up with you, or Angel here. Angel's a good buddy today.
Yes.
And they do a good job.
Just truly companion is the right word.
It is, absolutely, it is. I was fortunate enough to have a therapy dog for a number of years, and they make a difference in your life.
And your therapy dog, did you take him around to visit senior living communities?
Yes, I did. And Jackpot and I would go to senior living facilities and to see the smiles on people's faces, or someone who maybe was not communicative would perk up and smile and pet the dog.
That's amazing to get that kind of reaction from someone that's not really responding to anything else, and to see them kind of liven back up.
It's amazing. The first time it happened to me, the gentleman was fist closed and eyes closed, and when Jackpot was working on his hands, he came up and his eyes opened and he started petting the dog. You can't ask for anything better than that.
When you were deciding where to live, were you looking for a place that would accommodate pets, or did it just happen to be that you selected this place and they do?
I selected this place and they do. I was lucky, just very lucky.
So for pet lovers out there, how might they help?
Take them to therapy dog training. There are numerous facilities here in the city that offer therapy dog training. It's easy. It doesn't take a lot of time and energy, but it's nice that they're certified so they can go to a facility, they can enjoy the people, and the people enjoy the dogs and the cats. You just can't believe.
And I can imagine it just enriches lives all around for the pet owner that's taking the therapy dog in. And
Absolutely. It works on both sides. That's really the fun of the whole thing. Is that, I mean, look at Angel, sitting quietly, just watching what's going on. And Lucifer the cat, you'll see the same thing.
Well, thank you, Angel, and thank you, Sue, for being on the show.
Glad to. Thank you for inviting.
Next, let's go to the director of Brookdale Tallgrass and find out about that Maine coon cat. I'm with Jennifer Osborne at Brookdale Tallgrass, and we're visiting about how residents are well served by pets coming into the community. Jennifer, thank you for being here today.
Yeah, we're happy to have you.
And you have a beautiful cat.
Yes.
Tell us about your cat.
So this is Lucifer. He's an 8-month-old Maine Coon cat. Maine Coons are the largest breed of domesticated cat, and he, like I said, is only 8 months old. He's almost 13 pounds now, but he'll probably get up to 20 or 25 pounds.
How interesting.
Yes.
So he's eye-catching.
Yes, the residents love him.
And where did he get his name?
So he got his name from the Disney movie Cinderella. The cat in that is actually Lucifer, and I think he looks like a Lucifer.
He's coming in one day a week?
Yeah, he comes at least one day a week. He hangs out in my office with me, visits with residents. Some of them he'll just lay in their laps while they pet him. Some of them just like to see him, not necessarily pet him. He'll play with stuff, but he's just kind of always hanging around. And Maine Coons are known for being a little bit more dog-like than cat-like, and so he isn't as shy as some cats. You know, he's ornery, aren't ya?
And so he's learning how to be a good therapy cat.
He is calm, so it works well here.
Very good. So let's talk from your professional perspective about what you notice when pets come into the community or when a resident has a pet.
Right. So pets are always so calming for the residents. Any resident that maybe shouldn't be getting up on their own, if they're petting an animal, they're happy. When Lucifer comes in, the residents' eyes, they light up. They're excited to see him. It's a completely different atmosphere when an animal's in the community. So many of our families bring pets in to visit, and I have a couple of dogs too, and they visit every now and then, and it makes a community feel like a home. So important in senior living for these residents to still enjoy all of the aspects of home. And that's what pets do for them.
It sounds like it just is an energy that you can feel when the animals come in.
Oh yeah, everybody's happier.
And you had mentioned that if someone needs to stay seated, if they're holding a pet, it will prevent them from getting up.
Exactly, yeah. They just love to pet animals. Just the soft texture of their fur. I mean, it's so therapeutic. We have some different groups that come in and bring their animals in as well. It's the best.
What groups can you think of that come through?
Honestly, I don't know the names of who's coming in, but it's different people that have registered therapy dogs that are visiting the communities. And we have a few staff members with failed therapy dogs that visit as well.
Do you have very many people inquire about whether you accept pets?
Oh, yes. Anybody that is a pet owner, it's so important that they find a community that's going to be accepting of that pet. Here at Brookdale, we can take cats and smaller to mid-sized dogs. Of course, in senior living, it's not always advantageous to have a, big dog in their apartment, but certainly visiting. But yeah, residents, it's very important if they have an animal that they're able to come and move in with them. So definitely helps that process.
The ones that have pets that live with them, do you notice a difference in how they're doing with their with their
Oh, yeah.
daily living.
Definitely. Residents that move in with their pets acclimate much quicker. It feels more like home to them. They're used to having their pet with them all the time, and so being able to have their pet here makes all the difference. Yeah, the residents with pets tend to just be more calm. They spend more time happily in their room without, because they're in with their pet. But of course, come out and visit. We have a lot of our animals attend our activities as well, so you'll see that too. So it's a good social thing too for residents that might be afraid of making friends. It's easy to make a friend when you have a dog in your lap. Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And so let's talk about the care of pets. How often does that come into play? Is that anything you ever have to be involved in at all?
Yep. We have some of them, they can take care of them all on their own. Some of them we care for their pets for them. So here at Tallgrass, we can do, if they need their cat litter box cleaned out or if they need their dog taken out, that's a service that we do provide. Our goal is for them to be able to keep their pet with them.
What about grooming? Because a lot of dog breeds need grooming.
Yep.
And
And
I don't
even
know.
cats.
And even cats.
Yeah.
And so how does that usually work for residents that have a pet with them? Does their family come and take them to the groomer?
Sometimes, but there are a couple mobile pet groomers as well. And so I know Angel that you saw earlier on the show, she, a mobile grooming company comes and grooms her.
What kind of advice would you give to a pet owner or maybe their adult children that are guiding parents along? What advice do you have about whether to keep a pet or not keep a pet?
Right. So in senior living, the industry has come so far. Pets are welcome in most communities nowadays. There's no reason that a senior should necessarily have to give up their pet in order to move into senior living. Whether that's independent, assisted living, pets are welcome. And so I would encourage people to reach out to the communities, find out if they're pet friendly, what those restrictions look like, and check into being able to bring those animals because it's just not like it used to be. I mean, these are homes. The communities are not, facilities like they used to be. These are homes for our residents now, and we want that to look the way that they want it to look with their pets and their family and their loved ones.
And not to feel like they have to give everything up because they're
Absolutely.
moving into a care setting.
Right.
For adult children, too, I think just to know that they can talk to people, talk to the directors at the senior
Absolutely.
living communities and visit with them, and that might help you feel a little bit better, or talk to your placement professionals.
Right.
Because we can help people think through some of those things.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. Like I said, there's plenty of communities that will allow animals. We've even seen some that have birds and some that have, some different exotic pets as well. So it's definitely possible to bring your animal.
When it comes to veterinary care, what are some of the things that a facility might be looking at for
Right.
the pets?
So we require them to have their up-to-date vaccinations and their heartworm and flea medications. And that's an annual thing that we keep on file, and that's a requirement with the state.
So pretty typical,
Yeah.
probably what they need anyway.
Absolutely.
For boarding or for
Right.
grooming.
Normal
so
care.
just your
Yep.
vet records.
Yep.
And we actually ended up here today, Jennifer, for the Shih Tzu, Gabby, that's
Yes.
visiting. So let's go meet Gabby and her owner, Rick. Now I'm here with Gabby, the Shih Tzu, and her owner, Rick Rekoske. Rick, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So you're the home health coordinator for Brookdale, and you go around to the Brookdale communities and other communities networking.
Correct.
So when you take Gabby around, what do you notice?
Oh, wow. We notice a lot of things. People's faces just light up. They get in good moods. They want to hold and touch her. Of course, you just can see it on their face. They're just excited. They're happy, and it really brings joy to them and also to me and, of course, her. So she loves it.
And Gabby's pretty well known in the local senior industry.
Yes.
And we've been following her recent health journey, and looks like she's just doing great. She looks beautiful. How does Gabby seem to like the seniors when she goes around to visit?
She's having a great time. We took her into the communities before, and they loved it. They were just excited about it. So it was great.
Being a dog owner and taking her around like you do, what do you think is the primary benefit of having pets around?
Oh, wow. There's so many. But for Gabby, it's just the way it's uplifting, and it's the companionship aspect of it. They're immediately in a good mood, and they want to come and pet Gabby. and it's just, she's a gem to them, I think, and vice versa. So it really serves them well and her well, and I get a lot of joy out of it too, because it's, it's my pet and they're connecting, and so we really enjoy coming out.
That just, as a pet owner, is a really fun thing to consider doing.
Yes.
And has she had any therapy dog training?
She has not. However, she might need some. But she's pretty calm around the folks here, so it's a calming effect for her when she comes. So.
How often do you get to take her to work and take her around?
Well, pre-pandemic, I think I was able to come on their family nights, which was about once a month. So I go to each of the communities and do that. Other than that, I'd get a visit here and there. So, yeah.
Well, we're glad that she's starting to get back into circulation. And
Yes.
thank you, Rick, for bringing Gabby and being on the show.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate it.
And let's get back to Jennifer. I understand you've also taken field trips to the Humane Society.
Oh, yes.
So how did your residents like that?
Oh, they loved it. They were trying to adopt a black kitten and bring it back for the community, which did not end up happening. But, I would urge anybody that's in senior living to consider getting a pet. The Humane Society is full of wonderful pets. That's where all of my other animals have come from. And, they're looking for wonderful homes just like this, where they're going to be loved and adored.
Well, it's important to pick a pet that's really going to be a good match for individuals.
Right.
And on that note, matching the right pet to the right person and on grooming care, let's go to Barb at Barb's Pet Grooming and see what she can add to this conversation. We're with Barb Marsh at Barb's Pet Grooming, and we are enjoying all these cute little dogs. Barb, how long have you been grooming dogs?
42 years.
Oh my gosh. And how soon should dogs start getting used to being groomed?
About 6 to 8 weeks is a good time to introduce them, even if we're just clipping toenails, giving them a bath. They don't have to have a full haircut, but just trying to get them used to it. It's a big help for people.
And so tell us, what kind of dogs really need grooming, maybe more often than others?
Schnauzers are a big dog that need groomed quite often. Shih Tzus, Pomeranians. Actually, they all need to be groomed, other than like the short-haired dogs.
Okay,
And
so
they shed a lot, but they don't have to have quite as much maintenance.
So the dogs that shed, that have the shorter hair, maybe don't need to come in very often, or you can maybe do at home.
Yeah.
What are some of the maintenance things that you need to be aware of, though, still for those dogs? Their toenails?
Their toenails and swabbing out and cleaning their ears. Sometimes their glands need to be done. And yeah, that's about it on them.
And then people with long-haired dogs, how often do they wait between grooming?
About 6 to 8 weeks is normal. About like your own haircut.
Okay.
So,
And are there some people that maybe just do it seasonally?
yes, there's a lot of people that do it seasonally. I don't recommend it, but there's a lot that do it seasonally.
And if they spread it out too far, what are some of the concerns?
Just the matting and how tight it can get up against their skin, and then it can be real easy to nick them or cut them, when they get really matted, because you can't tell what's their skin and what's a mat when it gets tight up against them.
And what's the benefit, do you think, of coming to a professional groomer versus trying to do it yourself?
Well, a lot of people try to groom them themselves, and they do end up cutting their dogs. They'll get some clippers and they'll clip the skin on the dogs, not meaning to, but it's really easy to do when you're not aware of what you're cutting underneath all the hair.
And some people might be concerned about the cost. And so you've got professional groomers that do it in shops or out of their homes. And then you also have the big box stores, like the pet stores, that do it. And I've noticed a huge difference in pricing.
Yeah, I think a lot of the big box stores charge per thing they do. Like if they clean the ears, there's an extra charge. If they do the glands, there's an extra charge. Toenails are an extra charge. And some people charge one charge for everything. That's what we do.
And it can be quite affordable, and especially if you keep them maintained.
Right.
What are some of the cautions that you'd have for people that don't get their dogs groomed often enough?
Well, the matting is a big thing, and they get dander in their hair when they've been gone too long with the undercoat and the coat of hair that they'll have on them. And I've seen a whole lot worse, like shaving dogs' ears that's got thick hair like cockers and things that I've seen where they've had actual maggots coming out of the ears from the matting, inside of the matting. So I've seen a lot of things in my time of doing this in 40 years.
Yeah, they can have some bad sores over that.
Right.
And just be uncomfortable.
Right.
It's so fun to pick up your dog from the groomer. They look like a new dog sometimes.
Yeah. And they prance around. They know when they're done here too. They get very excited when they're done. They know.
So nail clipping is always a little bit scary for people.
Yes.
And what happens if you let those toenails go too long?
Well, they can grow into the pads. They can grow into the side of the legs if they have the dew claws on them. So it's real important to keep them trimmed on a regular basis.
And what about the quick inside? Can't you kind of move that quick back if you get their nails trimmed?
Yes, they
often.
can. Yeah, you can. If you keep them cut, then the quick will grow back shorter if you can keep them cut. But that's usually you got to keep them trimmed down pretty regular. Some dogs' nails grow quicker than others. You know, it just depends on if the dogs are outside, if they're out walking on concrete, or what the case might be.
And if you can keep the toenails short and keep that quick back, what are some of the health benefits to that, do you think?
Well, it's just much more comfortable for the dogs, and you don't hear them clicking around in your house on your wood floors. It's just an all-around better thing for the dog.
Barb, is there ever a time when you discover issues that you might alert the owner to so they can take their dog to the vet?
Yeah, sometimes they will get ear infection in their ears, and it'll put off usually a pretty bad odor when they have an ear infection. And it's pretty important to keep them taken care of. That's why it's important to keep their ears cleaned out and hair cleaned out of them so that the air can let the ears breathe. So that's an important thing.
Okay. What kind of other issues do you sometimes run across?
Dogs that might have fleas, you know, that they might want to start treating and get on a front line or something like that is, you know, some people. Luckily, we haven't had a whole lot of problems with fleas lately, but once in a while we find people that live out in the country and stuff and their dogs just are all over. They might have cats that run, and they usually are squirrels. They carry a lot of fleas, so your dogs might get fleas, and it's real important to get that under control because it's really hard to get them out of your house when you get them in there.
Can you think of any last word you might want to give to people?
No, my biggest thing would be for, you know, it's really important for people to get their dogs started early because a lot of times they'll think, you know, oh, they're 6 months old, my puppy needs a haircut. Your puppy needed a haircut at 6 weeks old. Or not really a haircut, just getting them, you know, introduced to it because it's just real stressful for them when they're not. You wait till they're 8 months old, 6 months old, and then they don't know what they're getting into.
What kind of breeds do you think are popular with seniors or that you would recommend for seniors?
Shih Tzus are a very popular dog. Schnauzers used to be, but I don't see as many Schnauzers or poodles as I used to see.
And what is this dog?
This is a Pomeranian.
Okay.
And he just likes them cut short because he can't keep up with them, and he's an older man, and he just can't keep up with all the hair.
Well, he's cute with the short haircut too.
Yeah. They look like a little fox.
Jennifer, thank you so much. What would be your last word if we have viewers out there that are thinking, maybe it's too late for me to have a pet? possibly they're anticipating a move in the future,
Right.
what would you say?
I would say it's never too late to get a new pet. You know, I think if you're moving into senior living, you might want to consider a plan for that pet should something change in your life, and you would need somebody else to help with the pet. As long as you have a plan in place, it's never too late to get a new pet and enjoy a cat or dog or whatever animal.
Well, fantastic. And I hope that gives some hope and that it's uplifting for people to know that they have freedom and they're empowered to add pets to their life.
Absolutely.
And continue that. Jennifer, thank you so much for accommodating us
Absolutely.
and being on the show. And thank you for watching Empowering Seniors. I'm Catherine Ambrose, and if you have questions or suggestions on anything that we cover, reach out to us at 316-686-4500 or empoweringseniors@kpts.org. Until next time, I'm Catherine Ambrose.
This program is made possible by American Senior Benefits Wichita is all about your peace of mind. We specialize in asset protecting, safeguarding your health, planning your estate, and preserving your freedom of choice. We're here to work through all of this with you. American Senior Benefits Wichita proudly supports PBS Kansas. The Candle Club, a place where friends, food, and music come together. Currently, we offer live entertainment every night except Sundays. Enjoy our delicious specialty appetizers and the Candle Club Signature Prime Rib. More about upcoming events at candleclubwichita.com. Home Health and Hospice of Kansas is a locally owned and community-based provider. We offer quality health care to our patients and families, complete with love, warmth, and compassion. We'll take care of all of the details for you. More information at kansashomehealth.com. Welcome to Cedric Plaza Retirement Community. Our living options are designed to suit your specific needs and activities that you're sure to love. We believe you'll be able to see yourself here, enjoying time with friends and family. For more information, cedricplaza.org.